Ladies and gentlemen, on this channel, numerous times, numerous segments, I did videos on Twitter's alleged daily monetizable user number. They just made up a term or a number of how many accounts or profiles they have that actually purchase products and services that they advertise. So they actually lost a lawsuit pertaining to the daily monetizable users. They are making up numbers because there's no way to actually know how many spam accounts or how many fake profiles or how many bots are on Twitter. So Twitter actually had to pay $809.5 million to settle a lawsuit alleging Jack Dorsey others misled investors. So they actually had to pay money, and I talked about this. The complaint alleged the company was tracking daily active users, daily active or daily monetizable users as the primary indicator of Twitter's user engagement by early 2015, but didn't reveal that to investors at the time when it was reporting monthly active users. According to the lawsuit, Twitter's daily active users numbers show that user engagement growth was either flat or declining. But with even that metric, nobody knows if that's true. So even that metric, nobody knows is true. There's no way to really know. There's no way to really know how many fake profiles are on Twitter, okay? And so now Elon Musk, in a very interesting turn of events, I think that what he's saying is he's going to postpone the deal to find out if he could pay less money. So Elon Musk is postponing the deal. Elon Musk says Twitter deal on hold pending details on fake accounts. So shares sink 9%. It was down 10%. So Twitter is crashing. And incidentally, or on another note, the Bitcoin crash, I talked about that on this channel. I know that people go say, "Oh, you just pat yourself on the back." It's like go to my playlists and look at the number of segments I did 6-7 months back on cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin crashing, and I believe it's going to get to 10,000. Unfortunately. Also, I'll have a live stream tonight at around 8 p.m. So be here tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific for the live stream. Hit subscribe to this channel if you want to join and become a member of this channel. I would greatly appreciate that. We have a fantastic little community on this channel, and especially on the live stream. And so, also, if you want to give a super thanks, it's right between the like and the share buttons. You want to support my work via Patreon, that's below in the pinned comment. But share this segment, hit subscribe. We're almost at 200,000 subs. And I have a very important segment on the stock market crash channel on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Hit subscribe to the stock market crash channel, that's below in the pinned comment. I told everyone this would take place. I think that Elon Musk is purchasing Twitter, and he will purchase Twitter. He's just basically saying it's full of fake accounts. That's his thing. He's saying it's full of fake accounts. But I think that he's going to purchase Twitter. He's going to find out it's worth even less than Twitter shareholders think it is. So he's a pretty smart guy. Now that the fanfare and the paranoia and the, all the morally superior, apoplectic, wonderful, highly educated liberal Democrats are finally coming to terms and coping with the fact that they won't have Twitter as a gigantic social media platform to silence any criticism, any ideas, any viewpoints they find reprehensible. Because that's what speech is about. The First Amendment protects the ability to say things that morally superior liberal Democrats don't like. Okay? And there are laws governing the First Amendment that, believe it or not, predate Twitter. So There are laws protecting society from truly harmful speech. You don't need Twitter to protect society. What Democrats have done is utilize a social media platform to silence, suppress discussion, silence debate, marginalize political opponents, and, just suspend and ban people. Any story like the Hunter email fiasco where there's clear pay-to-play schemes in the emails. How can you use your influence on behalf of the company is one of the emails, okay? I mean, it's like, if the tables were turned, there's no way that everybody from Jimmy Kimmel to, Bette Midler to, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, they would use those. They would be looking at every single email if it was tied to Trump. But because the New York Post broke the story about Hunter, and Hunter is mashed potato brain's son, then it's a big problem. But, so anyway, he's probably waiting until the hysteria dies down, and he did. It subsided, and now he's like, oh, it's not worth as much as I thought. This company is not worth as much, and he always knew it wasn't worth as much, and I said, the company is... Without Elon Musk, it would have gone bankrupt. And I was going to say, I was saying it's on its way to bankruptcy and irrelevance. And it was. It was eventually. It was still a platform that Democrats utilized, but it's less influential than it was even 2 years ago. Anyway, Elon Musk says Twitter deal on hold pending details on fake accounts. Shares sink 9%. Twitter stock plummeted 18% in pre-market trading following the initial announcement, but trimmed some losses after the second tweet. Musk announced last month, for $44 billion. Twitter deal temporarily on hold, pending details supporting calculations. Spam fake accounts do indeed represent less than 5% of users. So it's probably more than 5%. No doubt. Still committed to acquisition. Okay, so he knows what's going on. He is basically, all the cards are on his table right now. Now everyone realizes, oh my God, Twitter is worth less than we think. Now the board of directors that tried to stop him, others that tried to stop him, they're like, oh, Twitter is not this platform that really, people really, that's growing, okay? How much it's shrinking, we don't know. But it's not growing, it's dwindling in importance and in terms of user base. So they have a fabricated metric, daily active users, daily monetizable users. It's all made up. It's just a made up thing. Like I said, they had to pay $109 million to settle a lawsuit. Okay? And daily active users. People are not generally, most people on Twitter, the vast majority, like 90+%, are not active every day. They're not even really active every week. And you have, really, Twitter is about politics. It's a platform that made its name really through politics. And there are other discussions, other topics, but it's a platform where people argue, where negative emotions are vented through short bursts of words. And semantics and the meaning and context of words are completely butchered. It's just a place where AOC could be a very, very intellectual, wonderful voice for humanity. So that should tell you everything you need to know about Twitter. It's just a platform that where people can express ideas that really don't make sense or that are infused with emotion and have these ideas or these statements retweeted 1,000,000 times over. And so it's horrible for the national discourse. And what they try to do is silence, like the one rebuttal is, it was unconscionable to allow Trump on on Twitter after January. It's like, well, how many Democratic politicians did you still allow on Twitter after that summer? Oh, it's different. It's always different for Democrats. Of course, there are some differences. Yes, that summer I did agree with why people were demonstrating, but $1 to $2 billion in property damage is infinitely more than any Trump supporter ever did. Okay? And the $1 to $2 billion in property damage and 19 lives lost and all the chaos and all the curfews every night that summer, that wasn't because of Trump supporters. That was because of rhetoric from Democratic politicians and rhetoric from activists. And so, if you want to talk about rhetoric, if you want to talk about just words leading to chaos and mayhem and lives lost and property damage, then you suspend everybody on social media. But that's not the way it works. There's no set value system. There's no, if you're suspending one political side for a day of violence and you don't suspend one political side for a summer of violence, then you don't have a level playing field. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that he's just basically saying it's worth less than he purchased it. He'll purchase the company, but he has to find out how many fake profiles there are, and there's many, many, many. People, like, especially on the left, they hide behind fake profiles. They feel so good about themselves. And then they complain about Trump being mean to people. Anyway, go to the Stock Market Crash channel right now. In the pinned comment, I have a segment up right now, and be here tonight on the live stream. It'll be very important live stream tonight at around 8 p.m. Thank you.